So if they didn't find the Veil of Summer here, we win. If they find the Veil of Summer, we're in a really bad spot. Take action and mana drain. That resolves. So we basically won the game. Like, I don't think they can come back from this. So we are going to play Mystic Sanctuary, put mana drain back on top, draw 3 cards, buy Lurrus for free. They can see. They know it's over. It's over. The game ends. Hello everyone, it's your favorite self-insert Teferi here. I'm the control guy, and this is the first video on this channel. Over here we're gonna be playing mostly timeless control decks, as the name says, control guy. And yeah, I hope to, make some content here and there, and we'll see where it goes. Anyway, for today's video, I've brought you quite the spicy control deck. Yeah, this is a deck that tries to leverage Jace Reawakened. I have identified this Planeswalker to be really, really powerful and timeless. Just a Planeswalker for 2 mana is just amazing. It doesn't matter that you can only cast them later in the game. It's just... This is like Teferi Hero of Dominaria levels of insane, where just being able to have a Planeswalker but also holding up a counterspell is just really powerful. So this deck tries to leverage that. It's kind of based on that Lurrus Dimir deck in Timeless that happened before Outlaws of Thunder Junction, where they would play Lurrus with a bunch of Bowmasters and Snapcaster Mages and then only counter spells and draw spells, so that basically they will just Snapcaster Mage back counter spells and draw spells and just temper you out and then beat you down as fast as possible. But yeah, I figured that deck was a little too weak because you really couldn't go over the top of anyone. Like, it was like you had to like get under them and counter everything they do and just beat them down in chunks of 2 and 3 with Snapcasters and Bowmasters and maybe hope to punish a draw spell here and there. But like, it wasn't like strong enough. So with Outlaws of Thunder Junction, we got Jace. Jace is the first Planeswalker on Arena that you can play in a Lurrus deck. And that, my friends, is strong. That is powerful. That is insane. Like, you're gonna see, hopefully, in the games that it's absolutely amazing. We also got Mana Drain. Simply just counterspell with upside. Just you get mana for the spell you countered, which is going to feed into being able to either Lórien Revealed or Dig Through Time. And then obviously we have our 4 Bowmasters, just a must play in Dimir control basically. Punishes draws and kills small creatures like Ragavan. We got Surgical Extraction from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. While I know this isn't necessarily a card that was played in the main deck in older formats, I'm telling you, on Arena, no deck in Timeless can survive 4 Surgical Extractions. If you Surgical someone 3 to 4 times, their deck will be out of win conditions. It will be dysfunctional, I promise. So there's a late game situation where we can just out-Surgical their entire deck and make it so they can't win the game anymore. But that's not even the main win con of this deck. The main win condition of this deck is Bowmasters. We will have a Jace on the battlefield. We will plus Jace until Jace can ultimate. And then we will have an insane pop-off turn where we start copying Dig Through Times to dig for Bowmasters, copying Lórien Revealed. And then we'll copy a bunch of Bowmasters and have like 7 Bowmasters on the battlefield. And it kills very quickly. Like, you'd be surprised at how fast you can kill someone with Jace ultimate with Bowmasters. It's pretty good. And then finally, apart from just the control stuff, we have a nice little interaction for Jace, a nice little combo, which is Jace would see the truth. There's this magic card called Ancestral Recall, and look, the deck is called Jace's Recall for a reason. See the Truth says you look at the top 3 cards of your library and put 1 into your hand, okay? On the floor, this is just a, look at 3 cards, get the land, or a counterspell, or a removal spell, right? But it also says, if this spell was cast from anywhere other than your hand, you put all 3 into your hand. You put all 3 cards that you look at into your hand. So Jace can plot See the Truth, and then the turn after, we draw 3 cards for free. That's Ancestral Recall. That's too powerful for every form. Ancestral Recall is banned everywhere where it's legal. Obviously, this is like, Ancestral Recall at home. You do have to set it up with the Jace. But trust me, there'll be situations where we can just play Jace on turn 4, have a counterspell available, and plot a See the Truth. That is a basically unbeatable situation. Like, being able to do that is insane. So yeah, other flex picks, 2 different board wipes. We have the Meathook Massacre and Ritual of Soot. Originally, this deck had no board wipes, but then I figured, well, we do only get 4 Fatal Push in Timeless. Black has the best removal spell, in my opinion, next to Swords to Plowshares, but it also doesn't have many more other than this. Like, Cut Down doesn't hit enough creatures. And Sheoldred's Edict is obviously too expensive, it costs 2. So yeah, some board wipes. This one, Ritual of Soot, is mainly for the self-mill, dredge deck that, like, has prized amalgams, because the Meathook Massacre X equals 3 is a little expensive. But we can also use Mana Drain to ramp out the Meathook Massacre, so that's not necessarily a problem. Then we have Gaea's Blessing. This is just because in Timeless right now everyone is playing Mill. Because Archive Trap is obviously on Timeless now. Everyone's playing Mill, so we just have this. Our deck, our biggest enemies are big creatures or planeswalkers, because we really don't have many answers to them. The only answer to big creatures is a very, very big Meathook Massacre or a Sheoldred's Edict. So, like, say a Domain Zoo player buys Gigantha and casts Gigantha and we can't counter it, we have to chump block Gigantha with Bowmasters until we find this Sheoldred's Edict. It is actually quite painful, but honestly, that's like a weakness that we're okay having, because we have a lot of counter magic. So the idea is we counter it and then we surgical it. Enchantments also we basically can't beat, but that's okay. If they have a Blood Moon or something, we hope to just discard it or counter it, and then surgical extraction it, just so that it's out of the deck. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Originally, this deck had 3 Lórien Revealeds and no Mishra's Bauble as well. I personally decided I want 1 Bauble just for the Lurrus synergy. It's not going to come up often, but when it does come up, having that free card draw from the graveyard is pretty powerful, pretty good. So yeah, and worst case, Mishra's Bauble puts itself in the graveyard for dig through time. Anything else to talk about in the deck tech? I guess the lands. We are a Mystic Sanctuary deck. Mystic Sanctuary is a broken land, in my opinion. It's really powerful. Being able to rebuy our instant sorceries is not fair. I think it should probably get restricted, because it not only is it a really good interaction, I think that 4 Mystic Sanctuaries is warping the control deck's mana base. Like, it's warping the mana base of most of my control decks, because it's just too good to have these Mystic Sanctuaries. So I just can't go too crazy. All my lands basically have to be islands, and you never want to have the swamp in your opening hand. So yeah, the reason why I have 2 Prismatic Vistas is in case we're in a matchup where Blood Moon is possible, I want to be able to fetch the swamp, and Flooded Strand can't do that. So yeah, that's why we have 2 Vistas. So we basically have 5 basic lands in the deck, kind of. And yeah, that's about it. We usually want to, our first fetch of the game, as for play patterns, we always want to have a Fatal Push in hand in the current format. Everyone's playing low cost creatures. We usually want a Fatal Push and a Counterspell, or a Fatal Push and a Brainstorm. And then apart from that, we're pretty much fine with whatever. We can play off of 2 lands, is okay. Because we do have the Lórien Revealed, we do have a lot of cantrips, and we can usually always fetch the Undercity Sewers on the enemy's first end step to be able to find more land. So yeah, that's about it. You can, in fact, cast the Meathook Massacre from the graveyard, but you can't put any value into X. That's the rules. So not a big synergy there. It would be a cool synergy, but you can't actually do that. And yeah, that's about it. Obviously, before we start playing, there is one thing I'm aware of that is not in this deck, which is Valky, God of Lies. I know that you're able to plot this with Jace and then cast Tibalt. First of all, I don't have the wildcards to make a Valky. Second of all, I do think that the floor of a 2-mana, 2/1 sorcery speed creature that is kind of a Thoughtseize for enemy creatures is not fast enough for Timeless, and the fact that they get the creature back if they just have a Bowmaster or a Fatal Push or a March of Wretched Sorrow or whatever. I don't like Valky. I think Valky as a creature is not good enough for Timeless. Like, that, there's a reason why no one is playing Deep Cavern Bat or whatever, right? So, obviously the synergy with Tibalt is good, but I don't want to have to run 3 Valkys, legendary creatures that are bad, like I said, to be able to hit them with Jace, because you're rarely going to have a one-of and your Planeswalker at the same time. That's why I'm not running Valky in this deck, because I'm more focused on the value side of things with Jace. I want Jace to accumulate value over time, looting cards so that I can dig through time, and plotting my See the Truths. And yeah, another play you'll see often is Mana Drain into Lórien Revealed or into Dig Through Time, because obviously you get mana from Mana Drain. But worst case, we can always just buy Lurrus because of the companion tax. And yeah, another play that you do that you might see is Mana Drain, get the mana, buy Lurrus, plot Lurrus, have Lurrus for free next turn. And yeah, that's about it. That's about all for this deck. I'll see you in the games. Alright. Our first opening hand here. We do go first, so this is actually not too bad. I usually don't like keeping hands without a Thoughtseize. However, this hand in particular is okay because we do have 3 fetches. We can get our Undercity Sewer and we go first. So we'll keep this one. We're going to lead on Polluted Delta. I guess we could lead on Flooded Strand. Very small nuance because Polluted Delta can fetch the basic swamp, but I'm never going to fetch the basic swamp. You'll rarely see me fetching the basic swamp because our deck is super heavy on blue pips, so we always want to have dual lands. The first fetch in this deck, you're always going to fetch dual land, unless you have dual lands in hand. But even when you have dual lands in hand, you're always going to fetch dual. They seem to be on a either control strategy or on mill. They have no Lurrus, which means they could be on mill running Ashiok in theory, just based off the Polluted Delta, but that's just an educated guess. But anyway, when we fetch here, we're gonna see what they're up to, if they have an archive trap or not. They are thinking in their second main phase, though. I wonder what this is. Okay, after quite a while, they pass priority, so we're gonna fetch our Undercity Sewer here. Trying to find some kind of, like... Are we getting stifled? Or are they just waiting? My hand beats stifle. Okay, no, we're not getting stifled. We're just gonna see what we can find here. A land is fine. A removal spell is good. Brainstorm is fine. I'll take a Brainstorm. Let's see if they're mill. If they're mill, they're gonna archive trap me here. Nope, no archive trap. Okay, not mill. I am not going to... Okay, I'm gonna play the Prismatic Vista because I can get a basic island here. I'm not gonna Brainstorm. I could Brainstorm in the end step. Oh no, I don't know. That could play into Bowmaster. Let's see what they're playing. We still have no idea what they're playing. All we've seen is a fetch land. Very slow opponent this game. Oh, okay, they're passing priority. Pass back. They clearly... Well, they can crack their fetch land. They are allowed to crack their fetch land. In response to this, I could crack my fetch land, because I don't have a Fatal Push anyway, and I don't want to get stifled here, so I'm just going to crack. I have no reason to hide any information there. Obviously, I could have used that to Brainstorm in the end step, but I had already identified I don't want to do that because I don't want to play into a potential Bowmaster. So yeah, they are blue-black. I wonder what they're playing. Mystic Sanctuary. Thoughtseize. So I think I'm going to Brainstorm. And I'm gonna hide Jace and Mana Drain. Oh, wait, but I might actually want to hide Surgical. But I need to hide Mana Drain because I need a Counterspell. So I'm gonna, yeah, hide Jace Mana Drain, and I want to draw Mana Drain next turn. Thoughtseize. What are they gonna take? They probably take Surgical. I wouldn't, like, there's not really any good takes for them here. Probably Surgical. They could take See the Truth, but that's not a good take, because See the Truth on its own doesn't do anything. And I've not seen anyone play the Jace See the Truth combo, so I'm pretty sure no one really knows what the interaction actually is. So there's that. They might take See the Truth, though, because obviously, just by reading the card, you can tell I must be up to something. They took Brainstorm, okay. So what I think I want to do here is I think I want to surgical their Thoughtseizes. I want to make sure they don't Thoughtseize me ever again, and this also gives me information about what they're playing. So I did actually knock out a Thoughtseize from their hand, and they are on Show and Tell. That's very interesting. Okay. Let's see their list, because they seem to be... Okay, no, they are on 3-color Show and Tell. They do have green, but they are the Veil of Summer build, which is very important to know. Very important to note, they're the Veil of Summer build. They have 1 Show and Tell in hand. Okay. And just Show and Tell Omniscience, and then they win with Mastermind. So they're the very basic Spellslinger version of Show and Tell. No weird Achroma's Memorial or nothing. No, just very basic Show and Tell. So I'm gonna play a land here. I'm not gonna fetch. I want to be able to cast Jace next turn. They don't know about my Counterspell, and they can't Show and Tell this turn because they cycled Lórien Revealed. Obviously, this is a little bit risky because they're a Veil of Summer build of the deck, so we could just get got. Let's just hope that they don't... Well, they need to fight an Omniscience, so they can't just win with Veil of Summer backup. I'm not going to shuffle because I do want to draw Jace here. And what I can do here is I can cast Jace, play this, cast Jace. I can do the thing. This is the combo. Plot the See the Truth. And I am now able to... I didn't see Stifles, so they can't mess with my fetch lands. That's good. Alright. Let's see. Do they go for it? Put a card on top. By the way, this game ends if I find my own Thoughtseize. Just saying. Okay, they put a search spell on top. And then they Show and Tell, so we're gonna have to hope they didn't find the Veil of Summer here. If they did, we are in a really bad position. But we basically win if they don't. So if they didn't find the Veil of Summer here, we win. If they find the Veil of Summer, we're in a really bad spot. Take action. And Mana Drain. That resolves. So we basically won the game. Like, I don't think they can come back from this. So we are going to play Mystic Sanctuary. Put Mana Drain back on top. Draw 3 cards. Buy Lurrus for free. They can see. They know it's over. It's over. The game ends. Like, they should have gone for a protected win. They decided that they wanted to check if I have Counterspell. Valid play. Fair enough, but it's over. At that point, it's over because this deck can't win. Like, they're not going to get up to 7 mana and hard cast and attract, so they don't even have white mana to do that. It's just over because, yeah, we just did the thing. And I could have gone for the fancy play, which is just instantly try to exile their surgical, try to surgical their Show and Tells out of the deck. But I decided I want to take it slow and play my turn correctly. So I buy Lurrus there, then I plot Lurrus, then I surgical with a counterspell backup, and I have Bowmaster to win the game and whatever. That game is over. I'll see you in the next one. Alright. I go first again with a very similar hand. No Fatal Push, but we do have a Bowmasters this time, so I'm not worried. Fatal Push, honestly, is really only in your opening hand. You really only need it in your opening hand because of Ragavan. And Bowmasters, when you're on the play, answers Ragavan, so we're fine keeping this. We're gonna hope that our Undercity Sewers can find us a land, though. Because we don't really have a way of finding one otherwise. Deathrite Shaman off of a Dimir land. That is interesting. I actually don't really know what deck does this. Can't really think of it right now. A land? A Fatal Push. So we could take Fatal Push. I don't think I want to, though. I think I'd rather... So I could take Fatal Push, kill that thing, but then I'm kind of playing off curve. I'd rather dig for a land. I'd rather dig for a land here. Didn't find it. That's okay. Shock this in. So we have Counterspell Surgical here. If they just try to slam a win condition, I can stop it. I don't know what they're playing. Deathrite off of a Dimir land. They could be the Sultai deck. Sultai control deck. They could also just be... Yeah, I don't know what they're playing, to be honest. I could Bowmasters here. That runs right into their Bowmasters. But then they're tapped out. It's my turn 3. I'm at 6 card land. I think I'm going to draw a card. No land is pretty bad for us, but that's okay. We're just going to have to live with it. That's alright. Okay, they play a card. A Bowmasters. So that's okay. Read that they have one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually not going to... Okay, so there's an option here. I could Bowmasters them and then Surgical away all their Bowmasters. That could be pretty good. But I also kind of want to counter a spell. So I think I can just do the Surgical play on end step. I think that's what I'm going to do here. Play a land. They go to combat. I can take some damage. They're a Soul-type Bowmasters deck. I'm not too worried about my life total yet. Let's see. Are they going to cast a spell? Cycling. Okay. They're just Reanimator, I suppose. Reanimate. So this is what I was talking about. So we really don't properly deal with big creatures. But what I can do is I can just Surgical that. Which isn't great, but it does fizzle the Reanimate. Isn't great. I would have rather Surgicaled out all their Bowmasters, but now they're gonna... Wait. Are they gonna exile their own thing with Deathrite to fizzle my Surgical? That would be a good, like, an interesting play. That would be an interesting play. Shock. Tap out. Okay, yeah, they exile their own thing to ensure that it doesn't get Surgicaled, so that I don't get all of them out of the deck. Interesting play, but now I get to Bowmaster your Bowmaster. Okay. And I drew the land, which is great. I could Jace here, but I think I would rather hold up a Counterspell. So, play a tapped land. I can attack them, but I don't have to. I'm going to attack with Bowmasters. I'm happy to trade the 1/1s. They can't really cycle right now, or else they lose a creature. I have Counterspells up. They play an Undercity Sewers. Middle land. Pass the turn. Fatal Push. I can just Fatal Push the Deathrite. I'm allowed to do that. They're gonna exile something in response. Probably my Surgical, if I had to guess. Yep. Thought so. That's fine. No Deathrite. It's good for me. I'm not gonna play Jace out yet. I want to have a Counterspell up. Trying to just play reactive here. See what I can get off of them. It's in my graveyard. Okay. I have to assume they do run some form of counter magic because the Reanimator tends to try and be a tempo deck in this format. Demonic Tutor, I can just counter that. But I can also just counter whatever comes out of the tutor. I doubt they play any non-counterable spells that I have to worry about. This is probably just going to be a Reanimate. A land, yay! So I can now play a land, and I can play Jace. Jace Reawakened. And I am going to plot another Jace, just in case. Ooh, there might be a Stifle deck. That could be a bit scary, but who knows. What's your play? Shock. Sauron's Ransom. It's currently nothing too crazy in the graveyard, so I think what I want to do actually is I want to... Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't really have anything good in the graveyard, so I'm just going to fetch an island. And I'm going to mana drain that. I like the idea of getting 3 mana for free. If they have a counterspell, that's fine. That's pretty much the rest of their turn. Spell Pierce? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. They are a tempo version of this deck, which I suspected. This is not too good. But I think I'd rather give... Okay, so I could make sure they... These spells don't really... I don't really care about these spells, because I have 2 counterspells in hand. So I could give them... I want to make it awkward for them, so I think I'm going to show them... They would want to hand hate me, right? So I think I should either show them Brainstorm... If I want them to take Brainstorm, I should show them Brainstorm Fetch. But that is actually genuinely good for them, so I don't want to actually give that to them, so I'm going to make it awkward for them. If they take the Thoughtseize, that's fine. I want to give them Brainstorm land, though, because that's kind of bad for them. They took the Thoughtseize. Fair enough. This way, they don't really get any value. Like, they can Thoughtseize me, that doesn't really do anything. And they just concede. Okay, you were definitely not out of that game. I mean, to be fair, in their defense, I did have a Jace, and they just identified, okay, my deck doesn't deal with a Planeswalker, I just can't win. But yeah, well, see you next game, I guess. On the play again for this round. Wow, I've been on the play a lot recently, but yeah, this hand is amazing. We have a Fatal Push, a Bowmaster, Counterspell. We can even get some consistency with a Mishra's Bauble. Snap Keep. Absolutely amazing hand. I'm going to Bauble myself, and then I'm going to play my fetch land. Mystic Sanctuary. I don't think I want that. But it is a land. It's a land, but I don't think I want it. So I'm going to... Actually, I'll take a Mystic Sanctuary. I'll take it. This way I'm allowed to get a Surveil land on end step, maybe find a different land. Like, it's not the best land, but it's a land nonetheless, so we'll take it. Polluted Delta. Are we finally playing against Mill? Undercity Sewers. Yeah, we're totally playing it. Nope. Okay, that's a land. I'll take that, but I think we're getting milled here. Oh, never mind. We didn't get milled, so... I'm not going to shock this in, because shocking it in always gives away that you have something. I'm just going to play my basic. Pass the turn. Seems like when... I mean, maybe we're against mill and they just didn't have the thing, the archive trap. Oh, Dimir. No play. Do I Bowmaster? I think I can Bowmaster. I'm a Lurrus deck. I can get it back eventually. They have their own Bowmaster. We do have the Fatal Push for it, so that's fine. Oh, Thoughtseize. That is a card. What you working with over there? Let's see it. Let's see what you're cooking over there. Oh, show and tell, huh? Okay. So now basically we get to take. So here's the thing. I could take Impulse and just make it so that, you know, they can't dig. But if I take show and tell, I am now live to drawing Surgical Extraction. If I ever find Surgical Extraction, the game ends. So now we're racing to me finding Surgical Extraction. They do have a pretty decent start, though. Okay, Impulse, that's fine. It's gonna get a mystery card. They do need to find a big card draw spell, though. And I don't know what version of Show and Tell they are. If they have the, if they have Veil of Summer or not. But I do assume they're gonna go for it here. I think it'd be weird for them to not just send it here. Thoughtseize. Okay, they're not gonna send it. But that doesn't matter because... Okay, I could counter this, but they're going to see all my cards anyway, so I might as well let them resolve. This is 2 damage for free. They're going to take the Counterspell, 100%. Because Counterspell just stops their plan. So the best top deck for me would be another Counterspell. The best top deck for me will be another Counterspell. A Bowmasters, that's not it. So I'm going to play... Because they would just go for it here, right? So I'm going to play a Mystic Sanctuary... Get back my Counterspell. I could have gotten a Thoughtseize, actually. Maybe that was better. Maybe getting back a Thoughtseize was better. Oh. Maybe getting back a Thoughtseize was better, but it's fine. And I'll attack them with Bowmaster. They're already at 11. I wonder if they have some kind of protection here, but again, they only have one card. I'm assuming this was going to be like an Atraxa or something. Oh, I don't have Surveillance. That's interesting. I'd recommend investing in at least one Surveil land each. So they're going to go for it here. Let's see if they have the Veil of Summer. They do not. Okay. Next turn. I'm at 5 cards in library. I think I'm going to fire this. Obviously, exiling the Bauble for Lurrus is unlucky, but it's fine. I don't really care. We can get a Counterspell and a land. No need getting Mystic Sanctuary because there's nothing in the graveyard. I will fetch Shock because why not? Again, if I found Surgical Extraction there, the game ends, but it's okay. Didn't find it. We are pressuring their life total. They are gonna start losing a lot of life here. The Bowmasters are coming in hot. They found another Show and Tell. I found another Counterspell, so it doesn't matter. And they concede. Okay. Well, maybe they just didn't have a good hand where, like, with not a lot of tutors. I don't know if they constructed their deck correctly or not. But they just had the full, I find all Show and Tells naturally and find no tutors. I think finding tutors is better than finding Show and Tells, because with tutors you can actually set up like a winning line that doesn't lose. But yeah, they only found one Thoughtseize, and yeah, that's unlucky for them, I guess. I still don't think you concede. You have one more turn to find an out, in my opinion. Like, any fetch land can find you your Mystic Sanctuary, which you definitely own because it's only a common. You definitely own Mystic Sanctuary, so any fetch land here gets Mystic Sanctuary. I think they can win this game still. They definitely can. But they don't know my hand. Although they do know I have a Fatal Push, which is completely useless, so... Oh well. They're out. That's it. I think I'm going to do another game, actually, because this game was pretty short. Let's do another one. We are playing a Mythic opponent. That's crazy. That's crazy. That might be my first, actually. Okay. Okay, so we are going first against a Mythic opponent. This is my first time, I think, facing a Mythic. Also, if you know Brewer's Kitchen, this would be a bonus game. But yeah, this hand is interesting. No counter magic, but we do have the Jace Truth combo in hand. Dig for Time, obviously a little early, but we have Surgical and Fatal Push. I think I'm going to keep it, because we can always just, you know, get Undercity Sewer. But they do go first, so that's scary. Let's see how this goes. They mulliganed, by the way, so this is probably the mono black deck. Probably the mono black combo, like Necropotence deck, if I had to guess. Troll of Khazad-dûm. Do I Surgical away all trolls? I think I do. I think I do. I think I will Surgical out all... Yep, I got one, and they are a Reanimator deck. Yes, I got it. I got him. Done. Get all of them out. I made them discard another card. That's really good for me. What's this? Collective Brutality. So they need to find... They do have a land, though, so they will be able to... Oh, shit. This is actually really bad. Oh, no. Collective Brutality is going to discard Atraxa as its cost, right? As its casting cost. So I'm pretty sure even if they Collective Brutality... Look, watch this. Collective Brutality is going to target. Right? Come on. Yep, it's going to target. And in response to Brutality, I'm going to exile Atraxa.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
We got him.
Get the Atraxa out of here. So, remember as I said, most timeless decks can't really beat a Surgical Extraction. So now their deck is pretty dang awful. Now the deck is pretty dang awful, so this reveals their hand, choose an instant or sorcery from it. Yeah, sure. Sure, it does. This can't even discard Jace. Like, this can only discard Dig Through Time or See the Truth, which are both insane card advantage engines. I do not care. So this is an instance where I've just taken out 8 of their win conditions. Like, now they have Titan of Industry. Which I can't beat, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, I still struggle to beat a Titan of Industry. But they have to get that in the graveyard first and all. Like, I don't know, I feel like we're in a commanding position in this game. Fatal Push is a useless card in this matchup. I say that and draw another one, which is fine. I can dig through time on end step. Holy shit. holy cow, I can already dig through time. Wow, okay. Do this. Obviously, dig through timing means I don't get any more surgicals, but I mean, I'm not gonna say no to this. Mana drain and a land. Brainstorm. I get to brainstorm away these fatal pushes that do absolutely nothing. I'm gonna fetch shock, actually. I can go low here. I can go pretty low. I'm really not scared of them anymore because they need to find something. Gotta be a little careful that I don't discard a Bowmaster somehow because they can reanimate my Bowmasters. But yeah, it's not looking great for them. Thoughtseize. So they're gonna Thoughtseize and then reanimate my Bowmaster. I think... Or I could just Bowmaster them in response. Yeah. Bowmasters. They Thoughtseize me. They take away probably either Mana Drain or Jace. Seeing how they took away See the Truth earlier, they probably take Jace. But then again, if they take Jace, then they know there's a counterspell in my hand, so I don't think that's a good take. They have to take Mana Drain. Yep. I'll play Jace. I will draw a card and discard a card. Because this is a useless card. I will draw 3. Put back this and... No, wait, this and Meathook Massacre, I think. And then I'll play a land and attack them. They're just failing to function over there. I'm gonna draw, discard the Meathook Massacre. Then I'm gonna brainstorm again. Oh, wow, Sheoldred's Edict. That's really good. Put back this and this. Sheoldred's Edict is good because that lets me deal with their first big reanimation. They just have no play. That's good for me. I can plot See the Truth. I don't have to do anything here. I can just attack them. Pass the turn. And they concede because they know that I can Jace Ultimate, copy See the Truth, draw 17 million cards, put 15 million Bowmasters on the battlefield, and win the game. And this, my friends, is why I say this deck is mean. It gets under you so quickly. As you... That was turn... Well, turn 1, kind of. But it was kind of a turn 0, if you think about it. Turn 0, I exiled their first reanimation target. And then, in response to a Collective Brutality that would have, you know, removed my answer, I was able to exile all their Atraxas, which they had to discard as the cost of the spell. It's so mean. You just get under people, and, like... Unfortunately, I wasn't able to showcase a huge pop-off in this video. But man, I mean, if they didn't concede, you would have seen it. I was gonna Alt Jace, copy this, which the copy is just looking at 3 cards, and the second spell is just drawing 3. So draw 4 cards. That might find a dig through time. Then I copy dig through time. Then I just start copying Bowmasters and they die. That's how this deck wins. So yeah, wow, what a game. I'll see you guys in the wrap up. So yeah, welcome back to the wrap-up. Yeah, what can I say? This deck, the fact that we are basically 2-drop tribal, this deck runs on 2 mana cards. Even these are basically 2 mana cards because we're usually able to delve, or we have a mana drain, or we just island cycle this. This deck, being a full-fledged control deck with a Planeswalker win con that is allowed to run Lurrus and everything costs 2 mana. That's why you're not seeing Archmage's Charm in this, because I don't need Archmage's Charm. I don't need to draw 2 cards on end step if I don't counter a spell, because I just have so many like card advantage engines like with Jace and Lurrus, right? It's amazing. And like obviously the mill never came up because we didn't play mill in this video, and you didn't see the actual Jace ult. But don't worry, there'll be more videos with this deck because I don't intend to make a different deck per video on this channel. So yeah, for this video I just wanted to showcase this deck real quick, and man did it perform. 4 wins, 4 games, that's it. So yeah, finally, for a thing that I want to do every video, if I can, is I want to open a pack at the end, so I'll see you there. We're going to open a little OTJ pack. So we're here. Let's open the OTJ pack, see how lucky we are with the pack. In today's pack, we have a Mythic, we can tell by the glow. We unfortunately got an uncommon bonus sheet card, but a Mythic card nonetheless. We got Double Down. Whenever you cast an Outlaw spell, copy that spell. This is a Mythic. That is a really interesting effect. Honestly, okay, I'll be honest, this isn't horrible. For 4 mana, copying spells isn't horrible. As you saw with Jace, oh well, you didn't see it because I wasn't able to pull it off. Copying spells can be pretty good, but the thing is, this is limited to Outlaw spells, so not that great. But oh well, decent pack nonetheless. I'll take a random Mythic from the set. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm the Control Guy, and I bid you all farewell. Peace. Hey guys, Control Guy here one more time. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video till the end. I know it's really long. I'm going to keep the future videos a little shorter than this, but I just want to say thank you so much. In this video I was mentioning how unfortunately I wasn't able to pop off with Jace, but for you guys who watched till the end, I'm gonna add a little segment from a previous recording where I was dumb enough to forget to unmute my mic. So no audio, I'm gonna add some background music, and you're just gonna see a very quick pop-off turn of how this deck actually wins the game if it gets to do what it wants to do. So I hope you enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching. Control Guy bids you farewell, but I'll see you guys soon. You're the best.